There is a mechanism inside the UK benefits system that most pensioners have never heard of. It connects two separate benefits in a way that almost nobody explains clearly. And when it works, it can unlock thousands of pounds of extra income for some of the people who need it most. Here is the chain. You claim attendance allowance. Your attendance allowance payment is not counted as income by the DWP when they calculate your pension credit. So far, most people sort of know this. But here is the part almost nobody knows. Claiming attendance allowance does not just leave your pension credit unchanged. It can actually increase the minimum income figure that the DWP says you need by £86.05 a week. That is £4,474.60 a year added to your pension credit on top of the attendance allowance itself. So if you or someone you know is receiving attendance allowance and is on a low income and has never had their pension credit checked against the Severe Disability Addition, today is the day to make that call. This channel is not affiliated with the DWP, HMRC, or any government body. Everything here is for education only and is not personal financial advice. Let me explain exactly how this works, because the mechanism has a few moving parts, and getting them wrong is what causes people to miss out. Attendance allowance is a tax-free, non-means-tested benefit for people over state pension age who need help with personal care because of a disability or health condition. The lower rate, £76.70 a week, is for people who need help either during the day or during the night. The higher rate, £114.60 a week, is for people who need help both day and night, or who qualify under the special rules for terminal illness. Attendance allowance does not depend on your income, your savings, whether you own your home, or whether you are already receiving a state pension or private pension. If your care needs qualify, you are entitled to it, regardless of everything else. Previous videos in this series have covered attendance allowance in detail, including how to complete the form. The link is in the description. Now, here is what most people do not understand about what happens after you claim it. When the DWP calculates your pension credit entitlement, they work out an applicable amount. This is the minimum weekly income the government says you need to live on given your circumstances. The standard figure for 2026 to 2027 is £238 a week for a single person and £363.25 for a couple. If your weekly income falls below your applicable amount, pension credit tops you up to it. If your income is above your applicable amount, you do not qualify for pension credit. But the applicable amount is not a fixed number. It can be higher than the standard figure if certain conditions apply to you. Disability is one of those conditions. The Severe Disability Addition is an extra amount that is added to your applicable amount. If you receive attendance allowance, you live alone, and nobody is being paid carer's allowance for looking after you. That addition is worth £86.05 a week for a single person in 2026 to 2027. If both members of a couple each receive a qualifying disability benefit and neither has a carer receiving carer's allowance, the couple rate is £172.10 a week. What this means in practice is that your effective pension credit threshold rises by £86 a week. A single person who previously had a weekly income of £260 and was therefore £15 above the standard pension credit minimum guarantee of £238 and was told they do not qualify, might now find that their applicable amount with the Severe Disability Addition is £324.05. Their income of £260 is now £64 below that. That is £64 a week of pension credit they were previously missing. And attendance allowance itself is not counted as income in this calculation. So if they are receiving £76.70 a week in attendance allowance, that disappears from the income test entirely, bringing their assessable income down even further. the maths tilts twice in the claimant's favor. The attendance allowance reduces their counted income, and it simultaneously raises the threshold they need to fall below. Two forces pushing in the same direction. Here is a published worked example that illustrates how this plays out. Derek has Parkinson's disease. He needs help during the day with washing, dressing, and eating, and at night with moving in bed and getting to the toilet. He lives alone, and nobody claims carer's allowance for looking after him. His income is just above the standard pension credit threshold. He was told he didn't qualify for pension credit. Derek claims attendance allowance. Because he needs help both day and night, he receives the higher rate of £114 and 60 pence a week. Now, two things happen in the pension credit calculation. His attendance allowance is ignored as income, and the severe disability addition of £86 and 5 pence a week is added to his applicable amount. His threshold rises, and his counted income falls. Derek now qualifies for pension credit, and because Derek is on pension credit and is over 75, he also qualifies for a free television license. His pension credit is passported to council tax reduction. If he rents, housing benefit can now cover his rent in full. One attendance allowance claim triggered a chain of entitlements that transformed his financial position. None of it was automatic. All of it required somebody to know how the chain worked. Here is the part most people miss. The Severe Disability Addition is not automatic even when all the conditions are met. When you claim attendance allowance, the DWP does not automatically recalculate your pension credit to add the Severe Disability Addition. You have to contact the pension service and ask them to review your pension credit in light of your attendance allowance award. This is the step most people do not take. If you or someone you know is already receiving attendance allowance and is also receiving pension credit, there is a real chance the Severe Disability Addition is not already included. It may have been missed when the original pension credit award was set up or when the attendance allowance was awarded later. The only way to know for certain is to check. Call the pension service on 0800 99 1234. Ask them to confirm whether the Severe Disability Addition is included in the current pension credit award. If it is not, ask for a reassessment. This call is free. If you are not currently receiving pension credit, and you are also not currently receiving attendance allowance, but you have a disability or health condition and a relatively low income, this is the sequence to consider. First, check whether you qualify for attendance allowance. Call the Attendance Allowance helpline on 0800 731 0122 to request a form or find Form AA1 on gov.uk. Calling to request the form also sets an earlier start date for your award than downloading the form, so the phone call is the better route. Then, once your attendance allowance is in payment, use the pension credit calculator at gov.uk/pension-credit-calculator to run the numbers with the Severe Disability Addition included. The calculator prompts you for whether you receive a disability benefit. Make sure you enter that you do, because if you do not, the result will not include the Severe Disability Addition and will significantly understate your likely entitlement. Then apply for pension credit. The number is 0800 99 1234 and calls are free. Now, 3 important limits on this mechanism because accuracy matters. First, the Severe Disability Addition only applies if nobody is being paid carer's allowance for looking after you. If someone does receive carer's allowance in respect of your care, the Severe Disability Addition is not paid. This is because the system takes the view that your financial situation is different if you have a carer with a separate income stream related to your care. If you are in this position, you may still be entitled to a carer's addition within the pension credit calculation for the person caring for you, but the Severe Disability Addition itself is blocked. Second, in a couple, if only one of you receives a qualifying disability benefit, the Severe Disability Addition rules are more complex. You may still qualify, but the conditions depend on both partners' circumstances including whether the other partner is registered blind or severely sight-impaired. This is an area where getting advice from Age UK or Citizens Advice before applying is worthwhile, because the couple rules have several exceptions. Third, the Severe Disability Addition stops after 28 days if you are admitted to hospital, because your attendance allowance itself is also suspended after 28 days in hospital. It restarts when you are discharged. To summarize the action steps. Step 1. If you have a disability or health condition and have not claimed attendance allowance, call 0800-731-0122 today. Calling sets an earlier claim date than downloading the form and posting it yourself. Step 2. If you are already receiving attendance allowance and are also receiving pension credit, call the pension service on 0800-991234 and ask whether the Severe Disability Addition is included in your award. If it is missing, ask for a reassessment. Step 3. If you are receiving attendance allowance but have previously been told you do not qualify for pension credit because your income is slightly above the standard threshold, use the pension credit calculator at gov.uk and make sure you indicate that you receive a disability benefit. Then apply. The Severe Disability Addition may change your results significantly. Step 4. If pension credit is awarded, check what it now passports you to. Council tax reduction from your local council. Housing benefit if you rent, again from your local council. A free television license if you are over 75. Step 5. Tell someone. The chain of attendance allowance into Severe Disability Addition into pension. Credit into gateway benefits is one of the most powerful stacking mechanisms in the pensioner benefits system. Very few people who need it know it exists. £4,474 a year in pension credit, sitting inside a mechanism most people have never heard of, on top of attendance allowance, on top of everything the pension credit gateway unlocks. The call to check it takes 3 minutes. And in the next video, we are going to look at something most working age people assume does not apply to them until they retire, but which can actually be worth money to you right now, even if you are years away from state pension age. That is coming up next.